welcome to day 16 of Accelerate to Awesome. My name is Etrulia Troy Lee, and I'm the CEO and founder of Women Enlightened and Economically Empowered, where we help women to flourish in mind, body, and assets. And today is day 16 of our 40 videos that we want to share with you to help you create your best life. And yesterday we said we had a special treat for you today. And today you're going to hear a story. I just want you to sit back and relax because you don't have to take notes, but I want to introduce you to one of my heroes. When I heard this person's story, it just inspired me, and it inspires me every single time I hear it. And I think anybody who's going to be going for their best life needs someone or some type of mentor, or not mentor in the fact that they're mentoring you, but someone that they admire to say, if they could do that, then I can do this. And this person I'm getting ready to introduce you to is one of my favorite all-time heroes of a person who, against all odds, made a decision that changed the course of their life forever. So sit back and relax for the next several minutes, because here's the story. He possessed a 5-day supply of food, a Bible, and Pilgrim's Progress, his two treasures, a small axe for protection, and a blanket. With these, Legson Kayira eagerly set out on the journey of his life. He was going to walk from his tribal village in Nyasaland north across the wilderness of East Africa to Cairo, where he would board a ship to America to get a college education. It was October 1958. Legson was 16 or 17. His mother wasn't sure. His parents were illiterate and didn't know how far America was, but they reluctantly gave their blessing to his journey. To Legson, it was a journey derived from a dream, no matter how ill-conceived, that fueled his determination to get an education. He wanted to be like his hero, Abraham Lincoln, who had risen from poverty to become an American president, then fought tirelessly to free the slaves. He wanted to be like Booker T. Washington, who had cast off the shackles of slavery to become a great American reformer and educator, giving hope and dignity to himself and to his race. Like these great role models, Legson wanted to serve mankind, to make a difference in the world. To realize his goal, he needed a first-rate education. He knew the best place to get that education was in America. Forget that Legson did not have a penny to his name or a way to pay for his ship fare. Forget that he had no idea what college he would attend or even if he would be accepted. Forget that Cairo was 3,000 miles away, and in between were hundreds of tribes that spoke more than 50 different strange languages, none of which he knew. Forget all that. Legson did. He had to. He put everything out of his mind except his dream of getting a college education. He hadn't always been so determined. As a young boy, he sometimes used his poverty as an excuse for not doing his best at school or for not accomplishing something. I am just a poor child, he told himself. What can I do? Like many of his friends in the village, it was easy for Legson to believe that studying was a waste of time for a poor boy from the town of Karango in Nyasaland. But then, in books provided by missionaries, he discovered Abraham Lincoln and Booker T. Washington. Their stories inspired him to envision more for his life, and he realized that an education was the first step. So he conceived the idea for his walk. After 5 full days of trekking across African terrain, Legson had covered only 25 miles. He was already out of food, his water was running out, and he had no money. To travel the distance of 2,975 additional miles seemed impossible. Yet to turn back was to give up, to resign himself to a life of poverty and ignorance. I will not stop until I reach America, he promised himself, or until I die trying. Sometimes he walked with strangers. Most of the times he walked alone. Sometimes he would stay in the village where he found work. Sometimes he didn't. One time a fever struck him and he became gravely ill, and through the kindness of strangers they treated him with herbal medicine and nursed him back to health. Legson risked his life on many, many, many days, but he continued on his journey. On January 19th, 1960, 15 months after he began his perilous journey, he had crossed nearly 1,000 miles to Kampala, the capital of Uganda. He was now growing stronger in body and wiser in the ways of survival. He remained in Kampala for 6 months, working at odd jobs. And when he was not working, he went to the library and voraciously read. His favorite reading material was to look at American colleges and dream of the day when he would arrive in America to go to college. One day, Legson opened a book and saw a picture of Saget College in Mount Vernon, Washington. This became the first concrete image he had of going to college in America. He decided that he would apply to Saget College. The dean at Saget was so impressed with Legson's determination, he not only granted him admission, but offered him a full scholarship and a job that would pay for his room and board. But the trick was he had to get to America first. He needed a passport and a visa, but to get a passport, he needed a birth certificate, which he did not have. Undeterred, Legson continued his journey to Cairo to board the ship to America, believing that somehow, some way, he would get the passport, the visa, and the money to make it to America so he could go to Saget College. Months passed, and words of his courageous journey began to spread across Africa and across America. In December of 1960, more than 2 years after his journey began, Legson arrived at Saget College because people had raised the money and donated money for his fare to board a ship to come to America. He reached his dream, the impossible dream of getting to America for a college education. And he did just that. He graduated from Saget College. He continued his academic journey, becoming a professor of political science at Cambridge University in England, and became a respected author. His autobiography, I Will Try, was on the New York Times bestseller list for 16 weeks when it was published in 1965. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, I submit to you that whatever dream you have, you don't have the odds that Legson Kayira was facing to achieve that dream. And if Legson Kayira could start out a journey to walk 3,000 miles just to reach a ship in hopes of coming to America, in hopes of getting a college education so he could fulfill his dream, what's your excuse? Whatever that thing is you wrote on that paper, you can do it. You can make it happen. You just have to believe and want it bad enough. So tomorrow on day 17, we're going to start to put some meat on the bones so you can start getting ready to create your best life. My name is Etrulia Troy Lee, and as always, life is not a dress rehearsal. You only get one chance. Create your best life now. Blessings and bubbles, and I'll see you tomorrow.